welcome to another episode of Up to Date. I am your host, Chelsea Texera, and I'm so excited today to welcome our second guest, which is Natalie Plackowski. She is a marketing mama for SeaWorld, which is an awesome place here in San Diego, and she also just started her own podcast called UnWined Thoughts of a 20-something.
Perfect. You got it.
Love
Thanks
that.
for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's test it out.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
It's really good.
So today we are so excited to be drinking. This is a lavender lemon drop. I love anything that has a little bit of a herby taste to it. So we wanted to say thank you to King Street Vodka for supplying our vodka today. The recipe will be linked in the bio later in our website. So, let's talk about what are your 3 favorite places that you've ever traveled to.
Okay, number 1, definitely Amsterdam. Beautiful
I love
city.
Amsterdam, yes.
I went twice in 1 year. It was amazing.
Oh, really? So when did you go?
I went in 2016, back when I was studying abroad. So it's been a while, but I lived abroad for a year, so I went like fall and summer to Amsterdam. So
very cool. So you studied abroad the whole time or just lived abroad?
Studied abroad the whole time, but I pretty much just traveled because school was so easy over there.
I'm sure.
So, yeah, and then I would say Poland was second that I loved. And, of course, where I lived was England, and London is amazing.
Love London. So I haven't been to Poland, but London was amazing and probably one of the places I spent the most time in.
Yeah.
So let's start with Amsterdam. So how much time did you think you spent there?
Let's see. I think the first time I went for a weekend, it was literally a quick trip, like Friday to Sunday.
And what did you do there?
I went with 3 Americans and 4 Australians, and we literally rented bikes and just rode around the city. The weather was crap that weekend, we went to the museums, all the food places. They're known for an amazing apple pie place called, I think it's Wink, okay. Or Winkleton or something. I need to
we'll figure it out. We'll put it in the description later.
Amazing. I remember it was like right before we had to get to the airport. We just ran inside and we were all just outside eating it with our fingers because we didn't have forks. But
oh my gosh, that's the best kind, right?
Beautiful city. Yeah.
Yes.
They have a sex museum if anyone's interested in that.
Oh, I've been to that.
Yeah.
The Museum of Prostitution is what I think.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So on the wall they had sticky notes of the worst things people had ever done. I saw that this one person wrote that they boiled their sex toys in their mom's tea kettle. So it's a place to go and rid yourself of your sins by writing it on the wall in Amsterdam for all to see.
There you go. So
is that the same one you're talking about?
I can't remember. It probably is.
So as we know, Amsterdam is the home of the red light district.
Yep.
So I think it was on the red light district. So did you guys
right
walk
along
through
the
there?
canal, right along there. That's what I remember. So walked through there, stayed in a hostel. Flying Pig Hostel.
How was that?
In Amsterdam. So much fun.
Okay.
So actually, I stayed there the second time because the first time I went to an Airbnb, and me and my friend were like, we need to stay at that hostel. So the next time we were able to go.
Well, so why did you guys need to stay at it? Did you hear about it or you walked by it?
There's a travel blogger that I had followed the whole time I was living abroad, and she said, the people are so much fun, you meet really awesome people, and it's right down in the main area. Okay. So I added that to my list, and then when we went again, we were able to get reservations. That was fun. So many cool people.
Is that where you met the Australians, or were those people from school?
School. We all studied together, and we decided to go do a big trip to Amsterdam. So
nice.
It was so much fun.
So fun. Did you go to, I know they have in Amsterdam, there's way more things than just the sex stuff, but did you go to any of this? We got a little sprig, folks.
I'm so sorry. That's not going to look good on camera.
We could cut it out. So did you go to any of the sex shows?
I did not.
I didn't either. I'm a chicken, but I did hear there's some crazy things that go on with the banana and bubbles and...
I heard there's so much to do there. I mean, the coffee shops are not really coffee shops.
Did you go?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
And I just have a really bad problem with smoking and I can't stand the smell, at least back then. So I went in there and I was holding my breath the whole time. But we got this
marijuana.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was just not feeling it. But we got the space cakes, and I did do those. So.
And how did that feel? I didn't do space cake.
Yeah, good. I was so shy and quiet, out of my zone, went away from home to college, went to live abroad, and so I was, like, drinking for the first time, like, crazy.
Drinking for the first time?
Yeah, I was, like, so good in high school.
Oh my gosh, well, that's sweet and awesome. Yeah.
So, but it was fun. I was like, you gotta try it while you're there, so.
So, okay, so where was your first time drinking then?
Actually Stagecoach before I left for England, but then when I went and lived in England, like, the second day we were there, we went to a bar, or a big club, and was just drinking and
Did you survive the night?
I did.
Okay,
yes.
I'm proud of you, because, like, first time drinking, you don't even know what your limits are.
Yeah,
so.
You really don't. I survived, so that's good.
So proud of you. You know, another cheers to that.
Cheers.
Careful. Okay, so that's great.
Yeah.
So you ate a space cake. How did you feel after that? For anyone who hasn't tried it, I think everyone should. It's basically an edible.
Yeah, basically.
So
how long a brownie, but you
how
don't
long did it
taste
last?
Probably like an hour or so.
An hour?
I can't fully remember. All I do know is we were in Amsterdam. It was midnight, biking through the streets, and we went to the Anne Frank house, which probably shouldn't go there when you guys have been drinking and doing that.
Maybe.
But we didn't have to wait in line, so we got in.
How late's it open? You said you went at night?
Yeah, we went at this random time, and our Airbnb host had told us that there's this special event and you can pay 20 euros to go to all these museums. So we did that and got into...
The Anne Frank house is honestly wonderful. I'm really glad that I went and saw that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Any of the Holocaust history is so... it's so unreal. So it's kind of interesting to be able to be there and see that, where these people literally were hidden away for years.
And they really preserve it as well as they could, so it was amazing to see.
It was very humbling, and it's super amazing that I didn't even realize. So I went to Budapest. They also have a museum of it's called the Museum of Horror, or the House of Horrors or something, because they had a large Jewish population there too. So it's just like really I love anything that has a lot of history and culture, and so that was like a really cool part for me too, going to the Anne Frank house. So you said you went to a bunch of other things on this tour. You said $20 to go?
Yeah, what other museum did we go to? We went to Van Gogh. I think it was Van Gogh Museum there. And we had a funny story with that because...
Do tell.
Yeah, we were biking through the Rotterdam Park there in Amsterdam.
Vondel Park.
Vondel Park.
There you go. Rotterdam. We'll add a dam to anything in Amsterdam.
That's right. And we were biking through there. It was pouring rain, and one of our bikes, we just fell over or something, and we ran into these British guys while we were there, and they wanted to just come with us. They tried to get into the museum, but they couldn't get in because they didn't have the tickets or the passes, so forgot about them.
Good. Gotta go.
But the story continues, actually, because while we were there, the next day, we went to this egg restaurant, just serves all types of omelets.
Ooh.
And they were sitting at the table behind us.
No way.
Yeah, but they were very quiet too, and they weren't really acknowledging it, and one of my friends turned around and was like, hey, we know you guys.
They knew.
Yeah, they totally knew. They were with their friends too, so.
We need real men, though, that are going to say about it.
Exactly. And an hour later, so after we were done at the restaurant, we saw them at the sex museum there. They were right behind us, and we pointed it out, and we're like, hey, what's up?
Wow.
Yeah, it was so awkward. And then to top it off,
world, literally.
I think we left that night. We're at the airport, and there they were, flying back to England.
Wow.
Yeah, so small world. I mean...
Did we get any digits? Was there anyone worth writing home about, or no?
No one. No one was worth it. They were flying to a different section. Yeah, so... Okay. But yeah, so... And then, honestly, I think we only went to 2 museums, because... We were I'm going to admit it, we were drunk in the museum, and my one friend was
I think analyzing museum is probably more fun if you're drunk.
Yeah, honestly. She was analyzing the photos and the brush strokes, and
no.
wine drunk.
You're all, please no.
Yeah.
Abort mission.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to the Reich Museum?
I don't think so. What's that one?
So it's spelled R-I-J-K, Reich Museum, but it's right in front of the I Amsterdam sign. The big one. There's one by the airport. But the big main one is right in front of the Reich Museum, and it was super cool. It's beautiful. It's basically the whole history of Amsterdam. So definitely recommend that. And then we we definitely did the biking around. The canals are just so beautiful. There's nothing like it. Like,
so beautiful,
any picture you see of Amsterdam, it's so distinct because it's just, there's no place like it in the world.
Oh, There really isn't. And just sitting outside at the restaurants and having drinks and eating food on the canals, it's so nice there.
So besides the eggs and then the apple pie, did you eat any really distinctive food there that you loved?
The fries and the sauce.
Okay,
so good.
Wait. Okay, are you talking about how they put like a dollop of mayonnaise?
Yeah, the mayonnaise right in the
waffle
waffle
disgusting.
cone.
It sounds disgusting to Americans, right? Like, we are so anti-mayonnaise. But I will say, that is a European thing that they must have a different kind of mayonnaise, because it's like...
It's so good.
It's really good.
It's not normal mayonnaise here, because usually I'm like, oh, I'll pass on it, but...
Don't knock it till you try it. It's delicious.
You need
really
to.
good.
100%.
Yes. Okay. So that was great. Did you go to the ice bar?
Not there.
They have them all over.
Yeah,
I went to the one in Amsterdam.
Okay, I went to the one in London.
Okay, great.
I've also been to the one in Sweden, like, a while back, but...
Look at this world-traveling diva over here. Okay, so let's move on to, you said, so we love Amsterdam. It's an awesome place. I will definitely link one of my articles about what to do in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But so we also said Poland.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about Poland.
So I went to Poland. That was a spring break trip when my dad flew out to visit me and my best friend in college. We both went and met him there with my grandpa and, like, my other aunt and uncle. So it was like a family trip going on, but went to Krakow, Poland, and Warsaw.
Okay.
Warsaw is very historic.
They have
the Holocaust, which I hadn't realized a lot of the Holocaust stuff took place in Poland.
Oh, yeah.
Which you always think it's Germany, but it's actually, I mean, they're all just so close to each other, so.
Yeah.
So much history there.
Don't they have the, I believe it's in Poland where they have the huge burn, what do they call those? The crematoriums.
Yeah, the famous one, Auschwitz. Auschwitz is
yes.
there, and I really wanted to go to that, but it was all booked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have to book in advance.
You have to book in advance, make sure. We were at probably a really popular time to go, too, so.
When did you go?
It was April, like Easter weekend, too, so.
Is it good weather around that time?
Freezing cold.
Freezing cold?
Yeah,
okay,
it's
wow.
cold.
Because you always want to plan when you travel kind of around good weather, but.
It was cold when I was there, but it was still a lot of fun. And what I love about all those, like, Eastern European countries is they do the markets.
I know.
They're amazing, and the food is so good, and they're awesome.
Food over everything.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so fun and set up really nice, and the people are so friendly in Poland. So, and it's very cheap if you want a cheap getaway.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so give us like an example of kind of a price for something that is a good deal.
I'd say, what I do know specifically is my dad was like, there's a really nice hotel there, and he wanted to go back to stay at that hotel because it was a cheap discount, probably $200 to $300 a night for maybe a place that you would stay here for $1,000 a night.
Yes,
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's...
Wow.
Yeah.
And how about, does everyone speak English, or what? Was there any language barrier?
Mostly speaking Polish. They know a little bit, and you can get by, like, yes, please, thank you, I'd like that.
Do you know any words in Polish?
I do not, and I'm Polish, so I should,
That's
but...
okay. I mean, we're all something that we don't know the language, so.
Yeah, exactly. My dad studied Polish for, like, 6 months before he came out, but...
And he was no help.
No. He was good. I wasn't. So, yeah.
Well, that's okay. Thanks for coming and meeting us, Dad, right?
Mm-hmm. Got by with him, but yeah.
So that's cool. So have you traveled lots of places with your family at all, or?
When I was younger, we'd go to England a lot just because I have family out there. But then my full-on European travel adventures took place when I studied abroad.
That's
when I'm like, I love traveling.
Yeah, it's great to travel with your family, but I think it's even more freeing and fun to go either by yourself or with friends.
Yeah.
Or just where you have the space to be free and do what you want to do.
Yeah,
so.
You have way more freedom, and I know me and my friend had even snuck away from my family at night because we're like, we want to go out and experience the culture and the partying and all of that, so.
And was the family okay with that? Or
Yeah.
Good.
Totally fine.
Yeah, as they should be.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so have you ever traveled by yourself?
I have never traveled a solo trip by myself. I had at one point flown to another country to visit a friend who lived there, but
you met someone there.
But then I met someone there.
Yeah.
Probably on my bucket list to do. I know everyone says you should try it out.
Oh.
Have you done it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I took my first solo trip. We talked about it in the first episode, but in October, and it totally changed my perspective on travel, but also myself. Like, I honestly cannot tell you how empowering it is to be able to go to a country you've never been to before, the language you don't speak, and make your own way. It seems a little daunting, but, like, you are a badass bitch, and the first person who needs to know that is you.
Mm-hmm.
And so attitude is everything. You know, as long as every day you wake up with that and you walk out and just do it, you're going to have the best experience ever because you believe in you, and others are going to follow suit. So yeah, so I think everybody should travel alone at least once in their life. But once you do it once, there's no going back. You want to just do it again and again.
Oh, really? Is it fun? Like, I'm thinking you have a friend with you. That's more fun, but...
Well, I think that's all fun. So I love to travel. I've traveled with boyfriends. I've traveled with groups of friends. I've traveled with just one girlfriend. But when you travel by yourself, it's more freeing in the sense of I can do whatever I want. I can wake up when I want. I can go where I want. I can eat what I want when I want. And I do think that sometimes having a friend or a group of friends is kind of hindering to some of the things that you want to do or the people you want to meet, because it's one thing, you know, like if you have a group of friends that all really want to go meet people and party or whatever, but I have friends that are more introverted or they want to spend that time. When you travel with someone, the goal is to make memories with that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's going to be some times for me where I want to make memories just with myself. I want to prove to myself that I can do this, and I can do it with some spunk and some sass. But if you go by yourself, so you said you met Australians, you're studying abroad.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to Rome, I woke up, I was super jet lagged, and I met these Australian girls, and we traveled together for a couple days and did all these fun things together. So you open yourself up more because you're not tied to one person or to a group of people that you already know. Mm-hmm. So you have the ability to be alone when you want to and to not be alone when you don't want to. Yeah. If you see the world or the universe as a friendly place, that's what it's going to be for you. But if you see it as a place that's closed off or scary or dangerous, then you're going to manifest that as well. But every trip I've gone on by myself, I have manifested the most fun, freeing, safe experiences that I could have ever imagined. Like, it's all worked out so great. I only ever felt unsafe probably twice on my travels. Once was actually with the group of 4 girlfriends I went with, and the other time was when I was actually getting picked up from the airport in Rome, and I thought I was going to get taken.
Like the movie.
No, I straight up thought I was going to get taken.
Seriously, wow.
Yeah, so I didn't get taken, but it's because I asked the chick who was my cab driver. So she walked me over. So basically, I get out of the terminal, and there's all these Italian men, and these eyebrows are going crazy. Hello, you want to come in my cab? And they
Italian people.
They're trying to rope and wrangle your sweet little American ass, right? Well, so finally I see this guy who looked unthreatening, you know, whatever. So I go to him. He grabs all my stuff. And he walks me over to a cab, and there's already 2 men standing at this cab, and there's a woman driver. And so I'm looking, and immediately my sensors are going off. And they throw my stuff in the back, and these 2 men are just staring at me, and I'm literally like, I'm going to be eaten for lunch. Like, that's what I thought. So they put me in the front seat, and I before she even starts the car, because there's a woman driver, I said to her, can I see your papers? And thank God. So always speak up. You know, squeaky wheel gets the grease. I will say that. And so I said, can I see your papers? And the men in the back, they ended up being from New York, and they were gay. It was so great. They were like, yeah, wait, your papers. And so they started, and one of them spoke Italian, and so he started saying, let me see, da-da-da. And he actually asked her to give, and she was super annoyed. I saw her rolling her eyes. Right. But I felt so grateful
because they weren't even Italian men trying to take you.
Just like I thought I was getting my own cab. Like this guy took me like I was gonna get my own. So I will say, just if you fly to Italy, Rome, it's an amazing place, but just be on your toes and know and ask questions. Do not ever be afraid to ask questions. And so she showed her medallion, her papers, and then they were totally okay with it too. And I felt okay the rest of the time. And as soon as they got out of the car, I looked at her and I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, offend you. And she's like, I am woman too. You don't think I'm scared? And I was like, I'm sure you are. I'm sorry, but I'm not from here.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for yourself.
So that was my first lesson in just either plan your transportation beforehand. That's what I would do next time, especially if you're traveling alone. If you're with friends, it's, are you gonna really take all of us? Like, probably not, but it was just me. And so yeah, you just have to be super aware, but I do believe it's a friendly universe. So if you put out into the universe that you are going to be safe and you're going to be okay, and you think that in your mind beforehand, I really think that that's what's going to happen for you. Yeah. But you have to be aware and plan ahead, I think, is probably the best advice I have for anybody and for you, since you haven't done it yet. Yeah, but I think, why not?
I'm adding that to my bucket list now. I'm like, as soon as this whole thing is lifted and we can travel to Europe again, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, so I went to Rome. That was my first ever place alone, and I stayed at the Yellow. The Yellow is the #1 hostel in Rome, but also the #1 bar in all of Rome.
That's what I had read, and so I stayed at the Yellow as well, but we also went to the hostel bar, and it was so fun there.
It's so crazy. They have karaoke night. They have pasta making classes. It was absolutely fabulous.
There's a stage. Remember that stage in the bar? Me and my friends got up on that stage with these Australians. They were waving their tops in the air, and we were dancing with them. It was so fun.
It's so fun to just meet people from all over, anywhere you travel, But so staying at a hostel is all. You said you've stayed at hostels before too.
Yeah.
So I totally recommend that when you're alone. It's actually safer than staying at a hotel or anything, even though a hotel would be more comfortable. A hostel, there's constantly, I usually like to stay in a girls only hostel room. Right. I have stayed in a mixed dorm and it's totally been fine. I've never felt weird or anything. But it's nice to have the safety and security of people knowing that you're going to be there. Versus a hotel where nobody's checking on you, nobody knows, somebody could follow you.
And they're all kind of their same mindset as you.
Yeah, they want to have fun, they want to meet people. I met so many people on my solo travels, and then also, but if I didn't want to hang out with people, I could do whatever I wanted to do by myself. And that is, for me, like I'm an introverted extrovert, so I need both of those things. Mm-hmm. I want to have the fun with lots of people, but I also want to have the silence and the serenity of experiencing things by myself. So absolutely should totally check it out. Is there a place that you would be comfortable or want to go by yourself?
I'm like English speaking countries, but
most countries speak English.
Yeah,
they do.
So most of them do. I would probably say maybe Denmark or Scandinavia. I've been there too, but I love those countries.
Amazing. I went to Copenhagen and visited a friend, and it was absolutely amazing.
I definitely think I would want to go there.
Yeah.
Probably and try solo
by yourself?
Traveling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I am not so fond of super cold countries. I'd have to go in the warm times if they have them. Mm-hmm. Just because if I'm already bundled up, it's going to be hard to burst out of my seal and say what's up. So, yeah. But, okay, so great. So I'm hoping that inspired you to do
it's
something.
100% inspiring me.
Good. Okay. Yeah. And but you said England and London was also one of your favorite places, and that has been a destination that I would recommend for anybody. It is one of the metropolises of the world. It is one of the biggest cities out there. So, so tell me about your travels there.
So I actually lived in Leeds, England, which, if anyone doesn't know that's northern England. Accents are very strong. To the point where maybe you don't understand them sometimes.
Oh, I already felt that even in London.
In London, yeah. In London, it's very, I feel like I could describe it, it almost feels like New York as well.
Okay.
Sometimes just with its hustling and bustling in the city, but there's so much culture in London. And
so much.
There's British people, but people from all over.
Yeah.
And it's so fun in London.
Super fun. So what were some of your favorite experiences?
What did I do there? That's where I went to the ice bar.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to the ice bar there, and that was a lot of fun. I was with my 3 friends while we were there, and one of my friends knew some British guy who was living in London, so after we went and hung out with him at his place, was up all night long, and then we ended up wandering back to our hostel, and the next morning they were both pretty hungover, but I usually function pretty well, so I'm okay.
You drink water throughout the night or what?
No. I'm really bad at drinking water when I'm drinking, so.
Oh, okay.
But we went to Borough Market is awesome.
Love Borough Market.
And
did you do Camden Market?
Camden. That's what I was thinking of.
Camden Market is super, super cool. Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, so much fun. Love Camden Market. The food is so good.
It's really aesthetic. It's just like a cool, like trendy place too.
It's so nice there. And then I went during the holidays as well. So in
like Christmas time?
Yeah, Christmas time. Is it Kensington Gardens?
Kensington Gardens, Hyde Park.
Hyde Park. They have a whole Christmas market setup, and that is so much fun. It's very crowded.
Very Harry Potter-esque.
Yes, and so that was really cool to go to.
I believe Leadenhall Market, or one of the ones you said, is actually where part of Harry Potter was filmed.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah. So I actually have an article on my blog for places to go in London, and that is on there. So check for that. But Camden Market was really cool. I found some really cool like vintage clothing, scarves, fun stuff like that. Also really great souvenirs. Come on, if you travel, I'm a souvenir person.
Yeah.
What are your favorite souvenirs to collect?
Ooh, what have I collected? Oh, I collected stickers of each country that I've been to, and I have them all over my laptop.
Oh, cool.
So I wanted something that I want to just throw in my closet.
Right.
And then I had postcards as well.
Postcards are cool.
Yeah.
I have to get a shot glass and
That's good.
I know. You need a shot glass from every single place.
That's a good idea. I need to add that to my list.
Well, it's something that, like, you always will have. People are going to come over, and if you want to even make drinks or anything, you need a shot glass. So I always do a shot glass. Mugs are a little too bulky for me.
My friend was collecting mugs while we were traveling, but that's hard to collect them all once you get them.
I'm a magnet and a shot glass girl. Because magnets, I don't necessarily put them on my fridge sometimes. Like, some people like really clean fridges.
And
or some people
fridges now just can't even hold magnets. So.
I know. But I have a really cool magnetic calendar, and I'm super organized. So I put them on the sides of there, and like I even collect them. If they don't go up, they're still in the collection. Yeah. If you have a garage fridge, that's the spot for those.
Perfect spot.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, so London. So did you go on one of my favorite things? We did the London Eye.
Yes. Love the London Eye.
It was really cool. Some people, I read some articles before I went, so I always do a ton of research before I go anywhere, and I kind of make like a Google Doc of the places I want to go, what days, what's close to each other. London Eye, it was, I think, $30 to go up. I think it was worth it. It was like...
especially if you're going there for the first time, you just have to do all all the tourist stuff.
You do!
So even go to Buckingham Palace for changing of the guards.
Yes, we did that too.
So British. You just need to go do it.
It is.
Yeah. Go into Hyde Park and just bike around or have lunch there and walk through it. So much fun. Tower of London as well.
I love the Tower of London. Yeah. I spent probably 3 hours there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and my girlfriends walked around. There's so many cool things. They have the crown jewels, which was amazing to see.
So cool.
Super cool. So if you're into any of the royal stuff, which I know a lot of Americans are, like, we are obsessed with anything.
We're obsessed with the royals.
The royal family, Meghan Markle, all that stuff. So so that was really cool for me to see. And then you can see the Tower Bridge from the Tower of London. So I really love that. There's a ton of cool, like, picture spots. Even if you go inside, too, you can get some really great angles of the bridge. So.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of Notting Hill, the movie.
Oh, me too.
Love that movie. So
I know, love that. Julia Roberts.
Love her. And Hugh Grant, he's young there, so he's very good looking.
He's so cute.
Yeah, but so I went to Notting Hill, and they have, what's it called? The market there. It's a street. I'm blanking on the name of the street, but.
No, I know. I was just there. It's something. Borough. What is it?
Not Borough.
It's Kensington and Chelsea, is the neighborhood over there, and the most beautiful houses. So I went for a week with girlfriends, and then I came back for 3 days by myself. And so when I came back for 3 days by myself, I stayed in the Chelsea neighborhood. I stayed at a hostel there, and it was beautiful. So I walked all through Notting Hill. Again, it's amazing. All the colorful houses. I know you've all seen them.
Yes.
But it's called, like, what is the market called?
It's a street. It's named after a street, and I can't even think of it.
Well,
and they stayed in Notting Hill, and I was like, we have to go to the market.
Yes, but so I did it too. So we'll figure out what it is. But yeah, it was so cute. They have tons of great food, tons of cool like vintage clothing, art, whatever you could think of.
It's great, yeah. So that's a lot of fun.
Great restaurants, great food too.
Yeah, and you honestly just have to go to pubs.
You have to go to pubs. They have Churchill Arms, which is like this beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Temple Bar in Ireland.
Love Temple Bar.
So you've been to Ireland too, yes?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Love Ireland.
So what did you do when you were in Ireland?
Ireland. First time I went was Belfast. No, not Belfast. Dublin.
Okay.
Did the Temple Bar area. Took a tram out with my friends to more of the countryside area, and we hiked up this hill. I can't remember the name, but we just wanted to go outside of the city a bit. And then when we were in Dublin, Temple Bar District, and...
It's wild.
Yeah. So wild.
But really
wild
fun.
Stories, too. But
We're all ears.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell that. So, and the college there. Queen's College is in Belfast, which is beautiful too.
Okay.
But the college right in Dublin, you can walk through it. And I've heard the library is really nice.
I know. That was on my list. I actually just went, but we didn't get to go. We unfortunately went kind of in the time of the Rona, so it was like right towards the end, and we kind of had to pick and choose. So we didn't get to go there, but when I go back, for sure, I would go there. Ireland is so cool.
It's so cool. And honestly, that first time I had gone, it was such a quick trip that I wish I had spent more time going to see everything. But we spent a lot of time in the Temple Bar district. So
yeah, one thing I'll always say, and what I've learned from my travels, is that anytime you plan in a place, you're gonna wish you did longer. Yeah. Because either some sort of like travel discrepancy happens where you don't get as much time. Like I had a flight from Rome to Budapest. I missed a whole day in Budapest not because of my fault. I didn't miss the flight. I've never missed a flight on my own accord, but they canceled the flight, so I missed a whole day. So I say always plan an extra day at least for the places you want to go. Because you never know what's going to happen, and you always should be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Temple Bar, when I went, one of the things that I learned that I wasn't aware of till I actually got there was I thought it was one bar. You know that picture?
So with the vine leaves growing up? Yeah.
There's this beautiful red bar, and you think that is the Temple Bar. No, Temple Bar is the district. The whole
district, yeah. That is called the Temple Bar, though.
I know. Yeah. I know, but like, when we went, me and my friend went, and we're like, take us to Temple Bar, and he's like, okay.
Which one?
And yeah, you get there and it's this whole district, which is really fun. You could go anywhere. But what I really loved, if you've ever seen P.S. I Love You, one of my favorite
I can watch that movie all the time. It's so good.
That actually is like, I'm Irish, so I'm 49% Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. So that was, my last trip was all UK.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. It was so amazing. Like I was so just blown away by it. It was never like my first choice, like a place I wanted to go, so I've been to a ton of other places, but finally I was like, no, I need to go see like where my roots are. It was absolutely fabulous. Like it was so amazing. And so in Ireland though, I just found that people were super friendly.
The friendliest people
their
ever.
Their accents, they say the word three, they say tree.
Yeah.
Tree. Like,
tree.
Yeah, so tree. Come on, they have Jameson. I had my first Guinness. Did you go to both?
I went to Guinness. Yeah, the Guinness factory.
Yeah, so I had my first Guinness, and it's really cool. The factory is like 7 stories. So every single floor has different, after probably the 4th story, I started to go cross-eyed. I just wanted to get up to the top to have my Guinness.
Yep.
But there's so much to learn about this amazing company. And then I loved the Jameson factory.
I did not go to the Jameson factory.
You didn't go to the Jameson factory?
I'm not like a huge whiskey person, and no one that I was with was either, so no one convinced us to go.
Well, if we ever go, you and I, sister, we're hitting up the Jameson factory. So, because with your ticket, so I really loved it. Jameson, they give you a free cocktail, and then like with the tours, you get like
a cocktail, totally.
Sorry, Jameson Ginger is my favorite dive bar cocktail because like I'm a craft cocktail girl, as we know. But if I'm gonna go to a dive bar, I want a Jameson Ginger all day long. Yeah, it's delicious. It's good. It gets you where you need to be, and quickly. Yep. So not a whiskey girl. Okay. No. So what's your go-to cocktail?
Moscow Mule.
Okay.
100%. Now, I used to be a huge gin and tonic, or gin fizz is a popular one.
I love gin. Gin tastes like flowers and freaking magic, but a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, and then now, last time I drank it, like a few years ago, I was like, had an instant, like, did not like it. Like a night out, did a shot of it, and I was like,
a shot of gin?
Yeah. Shot of gin.
I don't know.
Not smart. Don't ever do that.
Maybe not a shot of gin, but any mixed drinks.
So now that I was drinking it, and it just bad taste in my mouth. Okay. But I need to do it again. But yeah, Moscow Mule, gin fizz, really good.
Okay, great. So how long did you spend in Ireland?
A weekend, like 4 days, and then Belfast. I went to Northern Ireland, which, if people know the history of it, that's separated from the other part of Northern Ireland is a part of the UK, and then Ireland is separated.
Yes, yeah. Ireland is recognized. So the US is actually one of the first countries to recognize Ireland as its own. Yeah. Separate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the Titanic Museum when I went to Belfast. I was there for about probably longer, 5 days.
So why is there I didn't know about this.
The Titanic was built in Northern Ireland and left out of Ireland to Southampton, England, and then that's where it continued on.
Wow.
Tried to get to New York.
We tried.
Yeah. So Titanic Museum, all the history goes through it all. It's really an awesome place to visit.
Awesome. Okay, so the Titanic tour, Southampton,
left out of Southampton, continue on to New York, so it goes through all the history there at that museum. But also in Belfast, I did a tour, and it was a bus tour, and you had a really typical Irish dude driving the bus,
I had one of
taking you
those.
around. Yeah,
Their
so
accents
fun.
just make the whole tour.
Yeah, and he was pretty cute too, so
Oh, okay.
made it even better. But
was his name Connor?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Connor is obviously Conor McGregor, we know, but
Yeah.
it's a super common Irish name.
Oh, very common.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, the tour hit some
Jon Snow, I love you.
of the filming locations, like the tree-lined street from the. I actually have not seen Game of Thrones, so I need to watch it.
My heart.
But I went. I'm like, hey everyone, guess what? Where I am. But that was really cool. So it took you around different areas of Ireland, like Dunlucy Castle, and there's these really cool stone. It's another stone. It's just natural stone that was built naturally on the cliffs in Ireland. Not Cliffs of Moher, but another area.
Okay, so you said you haven't been to Cliffs of Moher?
I haven't been to Cliffs of Moher, though.
I absolutely recommend it. So next time you're in Ireland, totally go. We took a tour as well. I know that there's Paddy Wagon. Is it really
That's
popular?
The one I did.
Is that the one you
Paddy
took?
Wagon for Northern Ireland.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's quite the one that we took, but it was awesome, and it was luckily, once again, the time of right around coronavirus, so there's probably only 10 people on the tour, so it was a way more intimate tour. We got to stop at way more places. I had one of the best meals that I had actually on this tour.
Really? What was it?
So we stopped at this like pub, and it was kind of like a cafeteria style, but you go through, and I had this beef stew, but they put this, which sounds disgusting, right? Come on, if you've seen Benchwarmers, beef stew is not a good connotation, but they put a big old dollop of mashed potatoes and this delicious authentic Irish beef stew.
Wow.
Then you got to have a Guinness with it, and it was so amazing. So we stopped there at one point, stopped at a couple different bars, and then we got to the Cliffs of Moher, and luckily God smiled upon us, and it was a sunny day. Because
was it windy? I know it's always windy.
I almost got blown over by the wind. Just because there was sun does not mean that there was no wind.
Yeah.
We walked through there. There's actually, our driver told us that 12 people a year on average die on the Cliffs of Moher.
Oh my God.
So do not get too close to the edge,
Be
everyone.
careful.
Don't push me, because I'm close to the edge. But it was really cool. It was beautiful. It was really fun. I would totally recommend it for anybody. Actually, if you're a Harry Potter fan, which I have talked about many times, I am such a Harry Potter freak. But that the not Prisoner of Azkaban, but one of the later movies was filmed actually there. Yes, where they're finding the Horcruxes. So, one of the very last movies. But so that was filmed there. And then if you love The Princess Bride, which I do,
yes. Oh, I didn't know that was filmed there.
Yeah. So the Cliffs of Insanity, when Dread Pirate Roberts is climbing up.
Them?
That's the
Cliffs of Moher. Okay, I need to go back and watch that movie now.
Yes, and just more than anything, the Cliffs of Moher are 250 million years old or something like that, so it's just kind of a sight to be seen. So absolutely beautiful. Hopefully you get a sunny day like I did. I went in March, so that's a good time to go. So it was super, super amazing. I loved Ireland. It was really cool.
Yeah, still one of my favorite places.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then so let's get back to, you said you spent probably the most time in England. You said your family's from there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So tell us about that.
So I lived primarily in Leeds, England, which is 2 hours. I think I might have mentioned it. 2.5 hours by train from London.
What's the best way to travel in London, would you say?
In London, I would say taking the tube everywhere.
The tube,
yeah.
Yes.
Get the Oyster card. Mm-hmm. That will be a lifesaver. You can just scan it and then refill it when needed. Mm-hmm. But then if you're trying to get around England in general, I would take the train. Quickest way to go.
But trains are all over Europe,
all
UK,
over.
Yes.
Transportation, public transportation is so much easier than it is, especially here in California.
They do have Uber. When I was with girlfriends, I took a lot of Ubers there, just because obviously it's cheaper to split. Yeah. But if you're by yourself, absolutely you need to watch it and take public transportation, which is the tube.
And it must be the same for London, but I found out when I had lived in Leeds that all Uber drivers actually had to be a registered taxi driver, so then you know they're legit and
Wow, yeah.
Not scamming you or creepy people.
And I read it's like the London taxi test is such a hard test to take. You have to memorize all these different streets of London. And London is massive. It's absolutely
insane.
massive.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so lived in Leeds, spent a lot of time there. If you're up in that area, York is right near it. And Harry Potter fans, the streets in York are based off of Diagon Alley. Actually, literally looks just like it from the movie. So
I love that.
And it's the cutest town ever. So I
York?
definitely York, England.
Gotta put it on the list.
I
Okay.
say if you go to London, go outside of London too and explore more of England because there's so much history there.
Did you do Stonehenge?
Yes.
And how was that?
That was so cool, but it's crazy. It's just rocks in the middle of nowhere.
I've heard it's a little overrated, if I'm being honest.
it's straight up just rocks, and then you
Straight up just rocks.
rocks with towering on top of rocks. But
So what did they tell you the phenomenon of that is then? Because I'm sure you went on a tour, yeah?
Yeah, I did a tour. It was more just you paid and then you walked down and looked at the rocks, and it wasn't really a walk. They didn't have any
Walk
guide.
down to look at the rocks.
You walk down and look at the rocks.
Cool.
And apparently they just were there like that. No one did anything to them. I don't know exactly how they came to be like that, but
Would you recommend it or no?
if you're in the area, I mean, I feel they're so popular, you should just go see it for yourself.
Yeah, might as well.
Don't be bummed if you don't actually make it.
I actually didn't. I didn't make it a priority because there were so many other amazing things to do in London. So I want to ask you, what were your... I know you stayed a lot of time outside of London, but what are some top 3 things to do in London? And then also let's talk about maybe a couple things outside of the actual city of London.
Yeah, okay, top 3 things. Definitely all the history museums, so much history. If you want something more exciting and you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, there is a Sherlock Holmes museum, so that's a lot of fun. I still need to watch Sherlock Holmes, but it's cool to go and get the history behind it. And then definitely Buckingham Palace, changing of the guards. You can go take a tour of Kensington Palace, which I know the royal family, or Kate Middleton and Prince Charles live there, or in a section. William. Charles is the dad.
The dad, yeah.
Yep. Prince William lived there.
Unless there's some tea that needs to be spilled.
Yeah.
Any palace is cool, right?
Yeah,
Especially
any palace.
royal,
so
yeah.
do that, and the food markets, definitely. Borough Market, Camden Market.
Love
Really
that.
cool. Yeah.
Cool. So outside of London, what were your favorite things?
Outside of London, Manchester. I would say Manchester if you're looking for another city to visit.
Mm-hmm.
York is really cool. Or if you're really into the drinking culture, you can go to Leeds where I stayed, and there's a really awesome pub crawl that's called the Otley Run. And it's 17 pubs on one street called...
17? Wow.
Yeah, and it's not an organized thing, it's just known in the city, especially among a lot of younger college students. And you just go to each pub and you drink, like at least a drink or a shot or a beer or cocktail or whatever.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun.
So do you have any fun stories from there? Did you have any London love interests?
Not in London.
Leeds
Leeds.
love interest.
Leeds love interest. It was...
Do tell.
I was at this bar called Beer Keller, which I just recently found out they closed. So,
why?
Sad day. I don't know why, but maybe they're still in Manchester, but we'll see. I met this guy while I was going out, and completely pretty drunk, and don't really remember interacting with him, but I know he left with all my friends and I, and he was kind of...
We know we had a connection.
Yeah, he just came, and he lived in Florida for school from Leeds, and I was like, no way, I'm from the U.S. as well. And so was talking to him. I know I was with my other friend, and she was talking to his friend, like wing-woman it up or whatever. And then all of us, it was a group, maybe 4 of us, and then they followed along, went back to our friend's place, but they just would not leave us alone.
Ooh.
And then I was like...
Persistence overcomes resistance.
Yes. And he got my number, and the next day he texted me, asked how I was doing, and then wanted to go out, but was never straightforward. He kind of just hinted at the fact, and so I was like, no, I don't. No. I'm just like, no, thank you.
Here's the tip, men. Get to the point.
Yeah, say what you want. Literally, Christmas time, Christmas market's happening. He was like, have you been to them? And I'm like, yeah, I love them. You should go. He's like, yeah, I really want to go. I'm like,
possibly with you.
Yeah.
How about that?
Never straight up said it.
If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Yep. So, never saw him. He left, went back to Florida, and then I was still there in May, and he came back. And he texted me, and I tried to meet up. I brought my friend with me. We went to this awesome rooftop bar, but he never showed up, and he was all drunk with his friends. So it's one of those games. He was just messing with me the whole time. And I never saw him. Literally never met up with him.
What?
Yeah. I know it's not really exciting, you would think, but it continues because I come back to the United States and live, like, go back to my school year, and then I randomly was telling the story because all my friends were like, what the hell, Natalie? You don't talk to him.
Yeah.
I message him or accidentally message him, and he's like, oh.
Accidentally?
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I just want to keep talking. And so I texted him, and it turns out he was coming in last July. And then he came, and I was like, yeah, let's me and you go meet for drinks. I straight up said this to him.
Yes, good.
And he never... Oh, if we're flashing back, the worst...
Let's flash
I'm just
back. Let's
flashing back. When I was there, back in May, when he had come back, he would FaceTime me at 2 a.m. asking to come see me.
No.
And I'm like, I've never met you, so no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that.
Have you ever seen Yes Man? Zoe Deschanel is my hero. She says, don't call me past 11 p.m. It
Love that
won't
movie.
happen again.
Love
don't
her.
do it. No.
Don't do it.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. So I was like, no thank you. All these long texts, you deserve better. I'm like, yeah, I do.
He said this?
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to be the one for you, and mess with my head.
How old is this guy?
My age, 24.
Oh, my
now,
goodness.
probably.
Okay. All right, we have some growing up to do.
Yeah, I was just, really, no, but I want to see him.
You never met up?
Never. And to this day, I have never met up with him. And he was actually supposed to come out here again in April for Coachella, I think. And I was like, oh, let's meet up. Obviously, that all got canceled, so he didn't come out here, but... I still have never met him, and I am still, I think deep down, just need to meet him to be like, no.
Okay, so I love this story, right? But so what would you have done differently? Because screw this guy.
What I would have done differently is I was so, I think more just stupid and not thinking and not confident enough back then. Because I was 19 when I met him. I'm 24 now, so... I was very shy and quiet, and I think back then I would have been like, yeah, let's go to the Christmas markets, and I'll meet you, and be like, I'm really cool.
Yeah.
And I would have met him then, and who knows, probably, nothing would have happened. I maybe wouldn't be with him, but...
I mean, I think that just goes to show that, you have to seize every opportunity,
yeah. And don't wait on the guy. You need to have the confidence.
Absolutely. And you know what, hopefully you did go to the Christmas markets and maybe you met somebody else, because to me, traveling, it's like flirting with life. It's like there's a quote that says, I'd love to stay and love you, but I have to go. And so that should be what he was feeling from you, but he obviously wasn't mature enough. So we know that women mature a little bit faster than men. So it's probably a fun fantasy, which we all have those, but
and I think I liked it deep down,
Deep down, we like the drama. We like the uncertainty. But we deserve
way better.
We deserve way better, and we deserve the concrete, the physical. So so have you ever, when you were traveling, gone on a dating app, or have you done anything like that, or it's all just been meeting people organically?
It was all meeting people organically. I met an Australian guy at the Yellow bar.
Okay.
And he was really cute and really nice. And I was, with him all night, just on the dance floor and all that stuff.
Oh,
but nothing ever, happened. No dirty details. Okay. But nothing happened. But met him, and he was super nice, and stayed with me the whole night. And he actually came up to me, and I was like, hey, I like these Australians.
That's right. I'm sorry, but they're the hunters, baby. We're the prize. The treasure doesn't do the hunting, ladies. Take note of that. Yes.
And so I really had lost all faith in these British guys, so not all of them are bad.
You had or you have? Have you had?
I have. I've not met any British guys since.
Okay, so okay. Well, so guess what? He's canceled.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to ignore him now.
2020 has slightly been canceled, but this guy has definitely been canceled.
Yeah. Oh, he has.
So, everyone wants to know: are you single?
I am single. And I had said 2020 is going to be my year. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to meet people. That's really not possible right now.
It absolutely is. Guess what? It is.
Yeah.
Social distancing, dudes out there, guess what? We're single, we're ready to mingle.
Yes, so ready to mingle.
And we are world traveling girls right here. We're cultured, we know about life. What do you know about life? And what do you know about love? So let's talk about here. Have you gone on any dates recently with anyone here? Any crazy local stories?
No crazy local story. Nothing crazy, but back, I think it was last summer, it was off of Hinge, met a guy, and those were like 3 of the best dates, and my standards are set high.
Well, okay, 3 of the best dates, so what happened?
The first date, we went mini golfing.
Love that.
Which was super fun, and then and then literally he wanted to cook for me the next date.
Did you guys go to Boomers?
Yes.
Did you mini golf too?
Mini golfed, yeah.
Oh, mini golf. I'm sorry. Did you go-kart?
Oh, no, not go-kart. Just mini golf.
I will smoke someone on the track.
Go-karting.
Combining golf karting. If you're at Boomers, it is golf karting because you're golfing and then you go-kart, yeah.
No, so he was really nice. Cooked for me, bonfire, all of that stuff.
And then?
That was fun. Nothing. Ghosted.
No.
Yeah.
No. So guess what? We're going to have a whole other episode about this. We already talked about this. Ghosting is a huge problem in San Diego, and we're going to address it. Okay, yeah. We are the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Because it's not okay. Like, why do people think that is...
Because at this point, I'm like, sorry, San Diego guys.
Okay, but so...
Where are you?
No, I'm sorry, this is amazing. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
So, okay, what happened? So he just ghosted you? Like, 3rd date, and then...
3rd date was drive-in movie.
And?
After that was it. And then I went to Nashville for a week, and then I got back, and I'm like, let's do something. Let's go out again. And he put it off, and he's like, I have to study for something, and this and that.
For his man card.
And to top it off, he was messaging a lot over Snapchat, not even over text. And I just...
What does that mean?
Pet peeve.
What do you think that means?
I think he's not committing.
So, but when guys message over Snapchat, do you think it's because it disappears, and do you think it's because they have something else going on?
It might be. I mean, I know you can't, if you're on a dating app, they're probably talking to other people too, so, but then you don't know. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Why do they like Snapchat? Because from a lot of other of my, like, girlfriends, they're like, guys, I don't like when they use Snapchat.
Here's a huge turnoff for me. On any dating app, if somebody puts their Snapchat just right on their profile, you're a dirty dick, is all I have to say.
Okay, yeah.
And that's real, because guess what? You don't want a snap of anything unless you are a snake. I'm sorry. If we're talking or we're dating, that's fine to get a snap, but like until we're to that next level, Snapchat is not where it's at. No, it's like, let's actually, I love when guys like to call you on the phone.
Yes.
And
he did that in the beginning. Weird.
Listen, he is not worthy of your time or anyone else's time, so I'm sorry that happened to you. But guess what? Every single thing that happens to us is meant to happen, and it teaches us more of what we don't want.
I learned, yeah,
it fine-tunes us to our next level of love and graciousness. So I'm glad that the first couple dates sounded like they were fun.
Yeah.
But, okay, so he just ghosted you and you just left it, huh?
Yeah, I ignored it, deleted him off Snapchat, and all of that, because he was still seeing the Snapchats.
He was watching them.
Yeah, watching them.
Why do you guys do that? You know what? I would like to hear what is the draw? Because for me, if I'm done with you, you're getting unfollowed. You're not getting any more of my attention.
Yeah.
So for dudes, it's kind of like, it's super, super interesting.
It's weird. I don't know how to read them.
Well, so we'll have to dive more into that later. But so have you had any better dates since then?
I went on another Hinge date, like, New Year's time, and that was good. It was totally last minute.
Okay.
And we were both home. None of my roommates were home, and it was Friday night. My other roommate was on a Bumble date or a Hinge date, and so I was like, yeah, I'll just go meet up with you. So we met up here in PB in San Diego, and went out, and we're just talking for straight up till the bars closed. And I went, and I just put myself out there. I hadn't even had one drink. So I was completely sober.
You didn't drink?
No. Before I met him. And then obviously I was drinking at the bar.
Okay.
So I went fully sober, like, out of my comfort zone.
Proud of you. Sometimes it's like...
And it was really good. And then I think I blew it on New Year's because I saw him out there and I was really drunk. So, second time.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, and then I saw him one last time and that was it. So, I messaged him to hang out again and again.
So, I think that something we need to address. So, we love to travel, we do, but as San Diego dolls over here, I think a huge issue that needs to be addressed is ghosting and why it happens so frequently in our sweet SoCal.
Because I really, obviously, I didn't really, like, I understand if it's not going to work out, but it's just, can you give us an explanation? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, thanks.
It's just not kind. Like, to me, somebody who's a man or a woman, you can have the decency to, even if it's not the full answer, like, hey, I'm really busy with this, or hey, I have this going on, I think you're great. But to just leave somebody in the dark is such a cop-out. Yeah. And it's not respectable, it's not respectful, and I think that, like, one of the most wonderful things you can be in life is respected and respectful of people, right? Like, to show that you care, because life is hard. Like, as we have learned the past few months, like, things are not as they should be, but you should be the best that you should be, and that is being transparent and being honest and being kind and letting people know what's up. Yeah. So let people down easy, but let them down. Don't just disappear. Yep. Yeah, it's really confusing. So wow. Well, so since then though, have you still been on any dating apps?
I haven't. I've deleted them, and I've been
because you're discouraged or what?
Yeah, I'm just like, it's really just been all not positive. Like, it's been positive, and then it just didn't end well, and I'm just thinking, is it even worth it? I've been tempted to download it again, and I've done that in the past. So the one in August, then I deleted it and downloaded it again during, like, November, December, and then I've since deleted it. So I just don't know if I should do it again.
So one thing I will say, one of my favorite things before I start dating is I like to sit down and write out my list. Everyone has a list, whether or not they say it. It's I want this, this, and this, and other people have it too. But if you write it down on real paper, it starts to get real. So I would say to anybody who is feeling discouraged right now, especially when we are in this time of isolation, hopefully it will be over soon, but start to get really clear about what you want, because once you do that, it will come to you. But if you're not clear, if you're a little fuzzy on it, then you're going to get sort of kind of what you want, or, almost there, but not it. So I think that you are obviously such a beautiful, expansive, amazing person, and you can have whatever you desire, but we just need to get clear about it. Yeah. And as somebody who loves to be in the light, like, we have to think about our dark too, and the darkness is, we're like, what do we want? But let's light it up. Let's put it out there, and let's say, hey, I'm not here for. Allie said this on the last episode. I'm not available for ghosting. I'm not. Let's.
I'm with that.
Let's not. Let's say, hey, let's make people be accountable. What is going on? What is up? And I think that that's something that everybody should do. Like, there's no reason to just stop communication with somebody unless you are clear about it. Yeah. So being clear and being concise and knowing what you want, I think, is the answer to getting what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So to end it off, I like to ask everybody what is a piece of dating advice that you have for people here dating in San Diego, or if you wanted to date someone abroad.
If you wanted to date someone abroad, I would say make sure you understand their culture and what it's like, just because
and how different it is from your own. Yeah.
And just know what you're getting into, because if you're going to end up going home and they're set on staying there, I don't think you want to do long distance.
Anybody would want to move to America, though. So
that's true. And if they want to move to America, make sure they're not using you for a green card.
Great piece of advice. Yikes. But yes. Okay.
Here, I think guys are more forward, and so, and see if you can determine.
They're either forward or fuckboys.
Yeah, so see if you can tell the difference, because I've realized, I think a lot of San Diego guys, at least if you go out on the streets down here, are fuckboys.
Don't go out on the streets, everyone.
Down at the bars here. So just see if you can tell the difference and know if you want that, you want them to mess with you, or if you want a genuine guy.
So for me, what I hear is don't settle.
Yeah, don't settle. Yeah, exactly. Don't settle.
Don't settle.
Yeah.
Know
what you want.
Know your worth and travel the world. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Well, my love, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Thank you to Creek Street Vodka for supplying our delicious cocktails. And we will see you next time on Up to Date.
Thank you.